Episode 229. We were well on our way to getting the band back together, and then we got this. Minfilia is now one with Heidelin, or something like that. We've basically just been told that she's dead, lost forever or something like that. I think Komoi's probably with Alphinaud on this one. Doesn't quite understand why. It's kind of an interesting story beat, because well, we've had character deaths before, even recently. And the Scions with Moonbreda, and then not really part of the Scions, but still kind of a close confidant, Orgephant. And now this thing with Minfilia, but it's kind of different in the sense that it's not just like well, straight up deaths at the hands of an enemy like those other two were, or something like that. This one was more like, I don't know, an identity death or something might be the way to describe it. And it's at the hands of, well, our ally, the driving force of good, Heidelin. Just kind of feels weird, which I guess is what Alphinaud was kind of expressing. I guess the others were also dealing with it in their own way. Some were better at masking their feelings than the others. I don't think they were too successful, though. A little bit too quick to move on. I guess it's around Heavensward where the writing becomes a bit more like this or something. Where compared to A Realm Reborn, I don't know. Things are a bit chaotic and all over the place, and sure, there's sometimes character deaths and whatever, but I think starting with Heavensward and moving forward, there's a pivot that they have with how they treat characters or something like that. And Alphinaud's kind of a good example of that. He's already had like a lot of character development all the way through the end of the patch quest for Realm Reborn and all the way through Heavensward and all that. And we're still going through like a lot more, but it really only, the writing really only came to its own kind of starting after A Realm Reborn, it feels like. When it comes to character writing, that is. And now we're kind of scattering characters about, killing some off, and with the Bloody Banquet, as chaotic as that was, I guess, it gives us a chance to reevaluate where a lot of characters are. With Ida and Papalymo kind of falling in that same vein, I guess, but we'll get into that. I guess we can still try to get the band back together with them, minus Minfilia. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Philomene. I will brief Tataru on what we have learned, as well as Iriander. You may have insight into what the word told us. As for you, Komoi, after all you have done, I would say you have earned a rest. Ah, but speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a missive from Sir Aymeric while you were away. It would seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort, and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit. Pray, take some time to rest. I think I may as well. Oh, and should you decide to visit Sir Aymeric at the congregation, do be sure to give him my regards. Okay, I guess we're keeping this a secret from some involved parties at the Rising Stones. Although, like Alphinaud was saying, I guess there were some interesting things that the word of the mother or whoever told us about the lore. Things that I already know, of course, but it's interesting to see, again, where they tell you some of this stuff in the story. I'm specifically reminded of that phrase, a moon bound. I guess we've already seen the moon in Ascian cutscenes that the player character has no knowledge of, but the player themselves have seen. So yeah, the moon. At least after all of that we got poor Orago. I'm so glad. Mistress Moriko, the Lord Commander left instructions that you were to be shown inside.
A pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope.
Yeah, it was kind of a big coincidence, wasn't it? I think Thancred said maybe Vidofnir was circling the sky or something for hours or something like that. I'm not sure if I read that correctly, but maybe she was waiting for permission to land or something like that. But then she saw someone falling and decided to enter without permission. So not necessarily a huge coincidence if that was the case, but still.
Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend.
Not exactly the rest and relaxation that Alfie-Node was maybe alluding to. Just sounds like more work. It'll take our mind off things, though.
But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the worm's ire. But if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change. Tis nothing. 'Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen.
Yeah, you can sit down, you know. You don't have to stand for us.
It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. It would not do for the guest of honor to arrive late after all. Oh, and one more thing. A drink. We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
We got a lot on our plate. But sure. Falcon's Nest, where's that? Right, here. Who is that talking over there? Some NPC? Was it you? By the Fury. Would you look at the size of it? Got any idea what it'll look like when they finished? I think this NPC's just here for the quest. Right, yeah. Falcon's Nest gets a little bit of a makeover. They can do that sometimes. It's pretty rare where an area in the MMO Final Fantasy XIV can get a makeover just because you can't change the physical constraints or whatever of the map. That would, like, break compliance or whatever. But you can visually change them as long as it's not physically changing it. It's about the best you can hope for in terms of development or something. Everything looks to be in order. Is aught amiss? Oh no, this guy isn't here for the thing. He's the, what do you do here and what is this place, NPC? Peace between dragon and man. I would have scoffed at it not long ago. But now, after seeing that dragon pluck that girl from the sky, well, if this is to be the moment, then my wife and I would witness it firsthand. Well met, Mistress Moriko. Have you spoken with the first commander yet? And the younger brother, we last saw him kind of storming off, sort of. Oh, fancy running into you here, old girl. Gave me a bit of a shock. We'll talk later, yes? Honorroy, that was his name. I forgot his name. Thank the Fury you are here, Mistress Moriko. I'm not sure what my lord intends, and that troubles me far more than when I do. I guess we'll find out about that later. The Lord Commander said you would come, Komoy. What are you doing here? As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Aymeric wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference is concluded. I think he will be pleased with the result. It was not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His face is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I am rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go, rest. I will not keep you. I guess we're getting a break after all. A work-sanctioned break. The best kind. We're getting paid for this, right? If you would rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people and so forth. No, is the weather clearing up? I think it's getting a little bit better. Yeah, no harsh blizzard. About the best we can hope for over here in the Western Highlands. In addition to those who have come far and wide to attend this ceremony, you may meet Lords Artoirel and Amandolaine, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now if you would excuse me, I must needs return to my duties. This guy too, huh? Think this guy's normally here though? Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just peace with the dragons, but with all them heretics besides. Don't misunderstand. We've all got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragonfire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past, so hearing that we're close to a reconciliation comes as a great relief. Think this guy gave us one of the quests that we had, like starting out here? Like as the main story quest, I think. If the dragons haven't got a reason to fight, then neither will the heretics. Thank the Fury for that. Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come. How many might come. So I thought it best to come early and find a spot with a great view. I don't think you have to worry about that. It's not exactly like... Well, it is standing room only technically, but it's not going to be packed full of NPCs. The engine can't really handle that. When I heard that Sir Aymeric was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? You're looking at one. And he's more than a fighter too. He's a thinker, he is, and he's sexy. He's got plans to better our lives, to change things, and he'll do it by the Fury. Me and my friends and family, we all believe he can do it. Aymeric's biggest fan right here, other than Lucia. Where is everyone else? Don't they know what they're missing? Taking a stroll around the hamlet. Very good, very good. We shall speak anon. This guy anything different? I suppose we came a bit early, didn't we? Nevertheless, better early than late. I will do my utmost to keep him out of trouble, but I may require your assistance later. Ah, still here, old girl. This really isn't the time. Fine, later then. I am glad to see that the rumors were true. Well met, Mistress Moriko. And fear not. I have no intention of begging your aid with this or that. Thank God. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors might not have been informed of our plans. You just promised. As I recall, Rudolfnir may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay a Dravanian ambassador to a peace conference. Okay. He didn't directly ask us for help, but he implied it, didn't he? Pay me no mind. Worrying over unlikely possibilities is my duty. Yours is to relax and enjoy the festival. He says, but he's hoping that will help. I'm sure. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you had told me then that we would soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make that fantasy a reality. Huh. And here I am, laboring to make it so. Lord Artoriel, if I may. Certainly, First Commander. How may you be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority were willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Dravanians bound to Falcon's Nest. Fury take me. They would defy Sir Aymeric's commands. If they dare attack Vidofnir, it will not come to that. But to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us were a Lord of House Vortomps present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask. Would you look after Emmanueline while I am away? Oh, you. You don't want us to help with the other thing? I guess we are kind of on work-sanctioned rest or something, so looking after Emmanueline is the least we can do, I guess. As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child. But recently he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty. A simple but honorable charge, unlikely to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he has taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. All I ask is that you keep an eye on him until I return, exhausting though that may be. It's always fun comedy, isn't it? Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be long. It's basically dinner and a show, right? Right. Was that Lord Artoriel leaving with the first commander just now? I'm rather busy at the moment, old girl, guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Artoriel thought I might be derelict in my duties, eh? The nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, mayhap I can put you to proper use. There we go. You know, we're supposed to be resting. Of course, you would be the first one, other than Redmond, who maybe implied it, or Redwald, the first one to actually try to get the Warrior of Light to work for you when they're supposed to be on vacation or something like that. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I've been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. It wouldn't do for our esteemed guest to be devoured by wolves, oh no. Yet that is precisely what will happen if we do not cull the roaming packs. Your map, if I may, right? There. Those are the points our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave it to you, old girl. Or leave you to it, old girl. Come on, Roy. I must return to my rounds. And off he goes. Oh dear. Do be careful, my lady. It's fine though, isn't it? It'd be boring to just kind of stand around here like the rest of these guys. That's actually pretty far away. He's worried about wolves from that far off? I guess we should be worried more about these wolves, but those guys got it, right? I'm sure. Didn't I get like Thunder 4 or something? Let's try it out on this one. No, that's still Thunder 3. Where's Thunder 4? Hang on. Thunder 4. Oh, that's not an upgrade to Thunder whatever. Oh, that's our AoE Thunder. There it is. Just a duration and potency increase. It also probably looks different too. We can at least see what it looks like, right? Where's the other one? Oh, we're surrounded. Here. Alright, it's very clearly demarcated, I guess. And that's it. Did these guys? No, they haven't. Well, I'm not going to help. It's their job. We're on vacation, or work required rest. What's that called again? Labor laws or something? Can we get rid of this? There. Terrible imposition though it was, I am relieved that my lord did not think to tend to the wolves by himself. Ko Mori Moriko, Wolfsbane, it pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds, and that all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was a grizzled fellow looking for you, you know. The one who made that arsonist confess. Clever, that. Oh, he's here, huh? Thancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. Of course. He's just getting all the scions to do his work for him. Well, I mean, that's the scion's job, isn't it? To do everyone else's work for them. If you hurry, he might still be there. I suppose we could simply wait here for your friend to return. But if you're feeling impatient, you're free to go look for him. And off we go again. Forgot to mark it on our map. Incredible. We're gonna do this, come back with Tancred, and we're gonna find out Ishtola came by, and then he showed her a place on the map that he forgot to mark again. And then Ishtola ignores him and just gets a drink at the bar or something. Alright, where are you, Tancred? Oh, what have you got here? Stay your weapons, we come in peace. Lady Iceheart told us tales of Vidofnir. If she would trust in Sir Aymeric, then we too would hear what he has to say. But the wolves caught us unawares, and were it not for this man, we would have surely died. Ah, already got them. Don't need our help. Fancy meeting you here, Komoi. 'Twas fortunate I came when I did. These two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. They're right there, Tancred. I mean, I'm sure they take some pride in their swordplay and archery or whatever. Maybe. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest then, and see what other thrilling tasks he may have for us. Do we still call them heretics now, even though they were technically right? I mean, I guess it's still like a heretic against the religion or something, but... well, whatever. It's always the younger one, every time, without fail. How wonderful you found Master Tancred. As ever, I could not help but fear the worst. And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them, comrades in arms reunited at last. By your selfless sacrifice have you guaranteed the safety of our many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there's not left to do but to enjoy our well-earned respite. Thanks for the trash. I'm getting rid of it. Selfless sacrifice indeed. I am sorry, my lady. Truly I am. I'm not. It's always fun. Well, it's funny from my perspective. I guess Komoi might be a little pissed. Oh, and this should, of course, go without saying, but let's keep those last few favors between us, yes? Our Torel wouldn't understand. Right then, the first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something to eat? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go on ahead, Komoi. I will join you anon. Alright, are we finally getting our rest? Starting with like a hot meal and I don't know what they serve here. Hot chocolate maybe? I'm just gonna assume hot chocolate.
Welcome, welcome! Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment. Annette. Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks.
Great. It's hot chocolate, like I wanted. I'm pretending. I don't know what it actually is.
Afraid food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
You don't sound too happy about that. Yep.
You were right, mother. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest?
Yep, that's poison. We know that taste all too well.
After all you've done, I'd say you've earned it. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs. This was never your fight.
My son. They told me he walks in Hallone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
They told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future, my flesh and blood, my heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them. They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Emmerich promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. Not I! I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin. All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do, makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Emmerich and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest. and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
That earnest maid is a little too earnest.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping. Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Guess we weren't exactly poisoned, more like sleep drugged. Same thing. At least we didn't lose our magic this time, right, Tancred? No, now's not the time.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Yes, my lord.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
What have you done? I only did as you ordered, my lord.
I gave no such order! I did not! I never meant for anyone to...
Okay, kind of a mess. Kind of a huge mess. I think everything's cleaned up, maybe some time passed. He was not wrong to want to subdue the leader as quickly as able, for she may have spurred others to further violence. But to fire on her as the crowd looked on was beyond reckless. How about you? She seemed like such a nice girl. Always greeted me with a smile when she passed. Never would have guessed she had it in her. Ah, he's in here, is he? Right. This is not related to the quest. I dare say, that could not have played out any worse, given that the First Commander and Lord Artwarel are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said that they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Manolane has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore it falls to us to ensure that order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. I was planning to do that anyway, but let's see. My wife and I fell while fleeing with the others at first. The Trojans tended to our bruises afterwards. Those mad fools have ruined everything, and for what? I will never forgive them for this. Never. That's kind of the thing that got us in this mess in the first place. Where? Ah, above. They were wrong to resort to violence, but when I heard her speak, her words were as a dagger in my heart. Who are we to decide that enough is enough? That their calls for justice can never be answered? Will this be the end of it? Or will there be others like them, and the true brothers? I do not want to bear steel against my kinsmen ever again. I do not know if I even can. I'm tired of it. I'm just so tired of it all. Maybe reconsider your career. Not as like an insult, but this is probably the kind of thing that I don't think anyone really has to deal with, or should have to deal with. I'd heard the rumors that the young lord was a drunken fool. What imbecile thought it would be a good idea to let him have the run of Falcon's Nest? Well, I say him and Sir Aymeric take their bloody change and shove it up their arses. I'll not be taken in by that rod again. She's right, you know. We're not but tools to them, to be used and discarded as they see fit. We all saw it. It would be kind of a bad look, wouldn't it? Technically, that guy that shot the arrow into her, like, he was kind of acting based on assumptions or something. He said, do something about it, which was pretty unclear. And I guess the implication was, since he's the archer, yeah, of course, maybe it seemed like he wanted him to shoot her, or something like that. And of course, after the first shot, he didn't tell him to stop. I guess there was plenty of time for him to say, after he shot her in the arm, that's not what I meant. And then the final blow came, but it would be a terrible look if, after everything that just happened, like everything that she just said, if they just kind of shoved off the blame to the nameless archer guy, and let Manolane walk off scot-free. But we'll see how they handle things, I guess. Well, what say you? It's a mess. So the violence has passed, but the people are far from recovered. That is to be expected. For the moment, it appears that no innocents were harmed by the guards. The blame for all casualties can be placed squarely on the protesters. Nevertheless, the people will not soon forget the image of a young lordling ordering the public execution of an unarmed protester, one whose words resonated with the hearts of many. After all, who among us has not lost loved ones? Right. Coming fresh off the thing with Minfilia, I guess Tancred is still kind of going through the works. No, we get a choice of these things. Lord Artoarel and the First Commander should have returned by now. To the tavern, then. Their first order of business will be to speak with Lord Amanelaine, and I somehow doubt that he has moved in Ilm since we last saw him. What about the rest of them? 7 hells. The least he could have done is stop the bloody fool before he shot the second arrow. Yeah, I guess we were talking about that. We cannot dishonor their memory. We must remember why they fought and died. This coming from the guy that was Lord Americ's biggest fan. If this is about that damned protest, I don't want to hear it. Okay. I'm glad that he had something different to say, though. Even though he's still the who are you and what do you do here NPC that has to give the same options no matter what situation we're in. At least the introduction was a bit different. And it kind of makes sense, like, if you asked him about who are you and what do you do here, it'd be kind of weird, like, if he was talking about something other than everything that just happened. But the way he phrased it, it's like he's taking his mind off it, like he's talking about something other than what just happened because he doesn't want to talk about it. Kind of clever. Fury take me, what a disaster. I never should have left. My apologies, Kamoy. I bear full responsibility for this debacle. There will be time for that later. I, for one, am more concerned about picking up the pieces. What do we do now? According to the initial reports, the protest was orchestrated by the young woman whom Lord Amanelaine ordered shot. She and her conspirators infiltrated Falcon's Nest, posing as servants and guests. Several were taken alive, others resisted and were struck down, still others took their own lives. Our forces suffered casualties as well, but by the grace of the Fury, no civilians were seriously injured. Still more remarkably, the ringleader yet lives, for the time being at least. The Tarugians are doing what they can for her, but she may not live through the night. Oh, she's alive, I see. Well, it's still kind of an issue, wasn't it? It was a pretty visceral sight for a lot of people. Given their impeccable timing, it is like that the convictors who drew us away from the hamlet were in league with the protesters. Accordingly, we have detained them for questioning. I'll be sworn that these villains spent as much effort plotting the failure of this peace conference as we did its success. Well, if the mood of the hamlet is any indication, theirs have been the more fruitful labors. In the wake of the protest, the people seem disillusioned. You spoke with them, then, I see. Sir Aymeric placed his trust in me. It will be difficult to explain what has happened here. Remember how far we have come, First Commander. The people's faith may be shaken, but we convinced them before, and will do so again. If we can but find a means to remind them, to show them once more the promise that change holds for all, then this tragedy too shall pass into the past. We must pray that you are right. Nevertheless, for the time being, I have no choice but to suspend the peace conference, pending Sir Amric's final decision. Under the circumstances, I cannot leave Falcon's Nest. Komoy, will you deliver my report to the Lord Commander in my stead? Get up, Emmanuel. You're going with her. Go on without me. I was not asking. You will answer for your actions, in person. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. Come, Honorroy. Your manservant is not here. In fact, I have not seen him for some time. Honorroy? Honorroy? I could have sworn he was... Once I have determined that my presence is no longer required, I will return to the capital as well. Pray give my regards to the Lord Commander. I too had best remain here for a time. I should hope that the worst has passed, but it is too early to say for certain. Odd. The boy struck me as a rather devoted type. What reason would he have to leave his master unattended for so long? Somewhere on this level? Yeah. What are you doing sitting down here in the cold? Oh.
Onawa!
That's how you pronounce it.
No, no! What have they done to you? Onawa! Onawa!
Is that you, my lord? You seem rather flustered.
Because of you, you imbecile! What in the seven hells happened to you?
My apologies. Some few of the guests expressed a wish to leave, and I implored them to stay. It would seem they took issue with my request.
Oh, gods forgive me. If I had only been more careful with my words.
Do not blame yourself, my lord. I know that you and your brother have Ishgard's best interests at heart. That poor woman. She lives in the past, clinging to the memories of the lost. But the future holds so much promise, so much joy. And you know that better than any.
Onawa?
Calm yourself. The boy will live. But it's imperative we get him inside and into the care of a Kairoujian without delay.
Oh, we were so close! Why does it all have to fall to pieces? Don't they want to live in peace? Don't they want to be happy? We all want the same thing! And still it falls to pieces! Tell me, what was I supposed to do? Someone, anyone, tell me, what was I supposed to do?
Stop looking to others. You make your choice and you live with the consequences.
And what would you know about consequences? You who always know just what to say and just what to do. Your every deed is greeted with a round of applause.
You know nothing about me. I have fought tooth and nail for the people I hold dear. Done everything in my power to save them. And I have failed. Learn to live with it. I have.
Barely keeping it together. What a scene. I will take him to the Chirurgeons. It is the least I can do. So yeah, I think at the beginning of this episode I was starting to say, because they begin to treat characters, well, like that, like we just saw. And A Realm Reborn Tancred was, well, I guess, kind of like Manolane pointed out. Always knows what to do, always knows what to say. But underneath all that, there's still, like, a lot of character. And now with this thing with Minfilia, it's all really kind of coming out. And of course that has a lot to do with the changing of hands as writers, like, come join the team, and I guess the writers that were already part of the team get into the groove of what they're writing, or just the general flow of the story changes a little bit. But it feels like they're definitely getting a little bit deeper into character motivations and making people just encounter a bit more suffering, I guess. Not that suffering is all you need to make a good story, but it's definitely an element that we're experiencing right now. I may have overreacted, but it needed to be done. He was becoming hysterical. I understand the desire to look for reasons, for excuses, to convince yourself you had no choice. But the past is the past, and there is naught to be gained from reliving your mistakes. I know this. I know this. But he... Not gonna finish that thought off. Well, it seems like there's still some more things to do. I am going to have to be careful not to go over on time again. I've kind of been doing that for the last couple of episodes, and just in general. Going over an hour when I should be finishing a little bit under an hour instead. My general goal is to finish these episodes within plus or minus 1 minute of the hour, but I tend to go over the hour just because it's easier with the timer that I have on my side here. Just gonna have to get myself into the habit of finishing a little bit under the hour sometimes, if I don't want to end these episodes way over time like I usually do. So with that said, I guess we'll take a moment inside here before talking to Tancred again. Maybe Komoi still has to sleep off that poison a little bit or something. Or maybe she just needs to wash it down with more hot cocoa. While she does that, now would be a good time to take a break.